Hi and welcome to our internship class, FDM299. My name is Kyla Benson and I will be the professor for this course. I'd like to take a minute and walk you around this course. First, I'd like to take you over to the menu on the left. It is red and here you can find a lot of very useful links. So the first one is Instructor Contact. It has my email address. This is very handy to get a hold of me. You can also go to the discussion board and you can ask course questions. So if you have a general question about the course or anything about your internship you're unsure of, ask it and then the whole class will get to see your question, because if you have that question, probably someone else does too. And then I can answer it or someone else from the class can answer it too. So this is also a really useful tool. But if you need to speak to me one-on-one, use my email address, but I would prefer if you guys use the course questions because I think it's helpful to help other people in the class as well. So there you are. First link, Instructor Contact. Second one, course information. Here we have our syllabus. You can click that link and you will see how you will be graded. You'll find information about the class. And I'm going to go through this actually in more detail in my tour of our course outline right now. Okay, the first thing you need to know is, well actually, is still in course information, is I want to bring to your attention, our first day of class is technically June 19th. It's a Tuesday. You guys will notice your last day to get a refund is June 20th. I want to bring to your attention that it is your responsibility to secure an internship, and if you do not have an internship yet, you might want to consider taking this class fall semester and then spend the summer interviewing and looking for the right internship. This is a fast-paced course. It's only 6 weeks and you need to work 60 hours within the 6 weeks. So, if it takes you 2 weeks to find an internship, then you only have 4 weeks to finish up your 60 hours. So keep that in mind. Because your last day to drop is June 20th. With that said, however, if you do not participate with 10% of the class, the instructor can drop you. So what that means is if you do not turn in your first assignment, which is your application, or a time card of 10% hours worked, either one, if they are not turned in by the first Friday, which is June 23rd, you will be dropped from the course. So keep that in mind too. So if you know you're not going to get the internship, it's better to drop yourself on the 20th so you can get your money back. Okay, so that's my warning. We need to find an internship. And again, I would love to help all of you find an internship, but we just need time, so maybe work with me now over the summer and you could find one by fall. The internship class is a great time to network and to make new connections. It's a great time to reach out and reach to the company of your dreams and see what it's like to work for that company, or maybe just a department that you're interested in. Don't waste this time, because this is your future, and if you think you want to be a buyer, for example, and you get an internship on the buying team, you might realize it's not your dream after all. You need to find out. Or maybe it is your dream and you do a great job and you network and they help you find your first job. So I don't want you to settle on an internship and just take a job to take a job. I really want you to make sure it's something that you potentially would like to do. It's a lot easier securing an internship at your dream company than it is to get your first job. First job, they're paying you. Internship, you are earning school credit. So it's a lot easier to get hired on as an internship. And once you're hired on as an intern, you are networking, you're making connections, it's a great experience. So keep that in mind and don't settle. Okay, if you do have your internship secured, you need to print out this packet, this work experience packet. When you open it up, you will see there is a page from the college president talking to you, the student, so you do not need to give this page to your manager. The next page is a letter for your employer. So please print that out and hand it to them. It lets them know that by them taking you on as an intern, you are not just working for free for them. This is an exchange of education on your part. So they will need to sign the application. They will need to agree with 3 objectives from you. They will allow 2 short meetings with me. One can be over the phone and one will be in person. And then they will sign a timesheet, listing, detailing the 60 hours that you did work. So they do need to participate in this to agree for this internship. Okay, the next page is the actual application agreement. This is the application that needs to be turned in Friday if you do not want to be dropped from the class. This is extremely important. I receive it. This is what I use to contact your internship manager, because I do need to contact them twice. So make sure it has your supervisor's name, phone number, or email. You can also, I wish it had email here, but you could please add email next to telephone, as well as telephone, and I will use this to contact them for my meeting. So this mandatory, turn in Friday, or you will be dropped from the class. Okay, the next page discusses the regulations for the internship. You are not to work more than 20 hours a week. Let's see here. You're not allowed to work for more than 4 units a semester. It's 60 hours equals 1 unit. If you are planning on working 120 units, it is your responsibility to enroll for 2 units in the class, and you would do this through the administration office. Next page is a time card. This is the time card sheet from the school. If you make your own, it's extremely important to still have your manager sign off on the one that you make, and it just needs to list your hours each week. The next sheet are guidelines on how to write performance objectives. So, you need 3 performance objectives. This is tailored to each student individually. You can read through the sheet. It gives you examples on how to do it. For fashion students, think about what you want to learn. Let's say you are interning for design department. Maybe you want to learn how to use Adobe Illustrator more. Maybe you want some experience creating a tech pack. Maybe you'd like experience sitting in on a fitting. Maybe you'd like to understand how they source their fabrics. Think about what you want to get out of this internship, and then make those your 3 learning objectives and see if your manager will approve them. If you do not do a good job at the performance objectives, what's happened in the past is that students end up just hanging up samples or cleaning a sample room or getting coffee, and they don't end up learning a lot. So you have to make it clear to your manager that these are the 3 things that you are coming to learn in exchange for helping them. So if you don't make it clear to the manager, they won't know, and they may not take the time to teach you something new. Marketing department, maybe an objective is to create social media posts or create content for social media posts, or to measure the metrics for a social media post. Maybe it's to style a photo shoot. All kinds of different objectives as well, and we can talk about that on Tuesday in class. But this is for you, and for you to succeed with your internship. So you will turn in the 3 performance objectives also by the first Friday. That's when that is due. And then at the end of the semester, you're going to turn in 3 performance analysis. So if one objective was to sit in on a fitting, well, analyze it. Did you sit in on a fitting? If so, document it. So the best way to document it is to create a 1-page visual presentation. So maybe there's a photo of the fitting and you can bullet point a few things you learned from the fitting. However, some companies have privacy rules, so if you're not allowed to take photos, then write a 1-page paper about your experience. What was it like? Who conducted the fitting? What was the order of the events? Was there an agenda? What was approved? And just document it. The idea is that your 3 assessments can be used in your portfolio, so that when you go on an interview for a job and you talk about having an internship, they can see that you actually did something at the internship. I don't want a company to think, oh, internship's not real experience. If you have these 3 visual documentations, they will see, oh, okay, they did sit in on a fitting, and they did create a tech pack, and they did assess metrics for social media. So it's just visual documentations that you learn something from your internship. And it's supposed to help you get that next job. So the assessments will be due at the end of the semester, 1 for each. Okay, so again, another page talking about the objectives. This is a blank sheet just for you to kind of scratch out your ideas. I prefer if you type up your final 3 learning objectives in Word. Okay, let's look at the next page. Okay, scroll down. Okay, and then this card does need to be filled out and turned in, and this is what I use at the end of the semester when I meet with your manager and we review each performance objectives. So I talk to your manager and I ask them, did they sit down and give you an opportunity to learn each one of your objectives? If so, how did it go? And we discuss it. Okay, so you definitely need to fill out the top part, and again, if you type up your learning objectives, you don't have to fill in by hand these spots. You can just attach your typed up objectives. Okay, some more tips for the objectives. Okay, so that's the package. Again, the application is due Friday. Assignments. This is where you turn in your application, so use this link and upload that application. Use this link to upload your 3 learning objectives. Again, I prefer them typed up in Microsoft Word. At the end of the semester, you will use this link to turn in your 3 learning assessments, so proof that you attempted each learning objective. Again, a 1-page visual documentation is best for each objective, so you would upload 3 different files. If you're unable to do a visual documentation because of company privacy rules, you can also write a 1-page essay about it, about your experience. At the end of the semester, you now have experience, so you need to update your resume and turn that in for 5% of your grade. And then 40% of your grade, you have to upload your time card here. And this is due Tuesday, July 25th. Late time cards, sadly, are not accepted. So you cannot pass this class, really, if you do not turn this in. It's 40% of your grade. So make sure you get that in before Tuesday, July 25th. All right, well, that's going to be the end of the video. Let's see. If you have any questions, please email me or post them on the discussion board, and I will see you Tuesday. Bye.